Sway it all around, sway it side to side. Then you dip where you down. Hold your head up high as you reach for the sky. Hold your head up high as you reach for the sky.
Happy Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom to those that celebrate the Sabbath on today. First, giving all honor, all praises to the Most High Yahuwah, Hashem, in the name. Boy, I thought that was a bug. I thought that was a leaf. I thought it was a bug. As you can see, the leaves are already starting to come off the trees and fall. It's changing seasons, but once again, first and foremost, giving all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahuwah, who is the creator, who is Eluah of Yasharal, Eluah of our forefathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, who later became Yasharal, and was the father of the chosen seed, as the Most High says, that cannot even be numbered, countless, outnumber the stars, outnumber the sand of the sea. In the name of Hashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, who is our kinsman redeemer, from the bloodline of Yehuda, fourth tribe of Yasharal, who laid down his life to redeem Yasharal for our sins that we committed, our transgression of the law that the Most High, Abba, the Father, gave us to keep us in check, to keep us honoring Him. So, giving praises to Yahushua that left the Comforter, His Ruach, His Spirit, as our guide, our connection, our guide through the spirit realm when we pray, when we intercede for others. Who lead and guide us in all truth. There's only one truth. And who provides a way of escape in the time and hour of the sin and temptation of sin. And who brings all things to remembrance. So yeah, I am Iyob ben Yahu, aka TR Butler. Back with episode 21, Chosen Conversations. Good to be back with y'all, man. Just want to give a quick word of encouragement. Shouts out to Money Law of God, man, for that awesome album. All praises to the Most High for this. Let the OG talk. Great album from top to bottom. Each song has a revelation in it. The OG in this thing, I mean, he's a Billboard charting former member of the Christian rap group Gideon's Army, who I bumped back in the day when I got out of jail in 2007, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, I bumped their music, man. The song, is that what we on? Is that what we on? Yeah, I'm just a nobody trying to tell somebody. That was my joke. So Monlog, if you listening, boy, that what we on? Is that what we on? Man, that was my jump back in like 2012, 2013, man. That was my song. So if you haven't checked it out, it dropped yesterday. Go check out Let the OG Talk by the Big Op, Monlog my God, man. It's like I said, each song is all praise to the Most High. Each song has revelation in it, and Go check it out, man, for real. Like, you gotta listen to what he's saying, because he's talking about, you know, how to be encouraged in the spirit, how we gotta stay in the spirit, y'all. We gotta stay in the spirit, man, and that's the way we're gonna make it out of this thing. That's the way we're gonna come together as a true nation. I've seen a post this morning, Dr. Kenneth Howard had on Facebook. He says, out of Mizraim, we went into Mizraim as a family, but we came out a nation. And that's what Wonderland is about. All the features on Wonderland, the album that's coming, All Praise to the Most High. It's about becoming a family, then becoming a nation. Getting ready for Mashiach to return. Right? Being a nation is bigger than you, me. It's about everybody. It is about the signs and wonders coming out of Mizraim. Let the OG talk. That album is talking to the youngsters. Like, listen, bro, we didn't have this when we were growing up, right? We didn't have this truth. We didn't have it. So listen to when we say y'all about to be handed this thing, so we as the older cats can lead. We supposed to be leading and speaking to the people, getting this thing ready for you guys. You know, my daughters are 23, 21 years old, 23, 22 years old. My oldest son is 24, about to be 25. You know, my middle age sons and daughters, you know, about to be 16 and about to be 14. All praises. 12-year-old down to 6-year-olds and 13-year-olds. So when I was their age, I didn't have this. I'm giving it to them. So then I'm giving it to them now. Monologue is giving it to his children now. The Kulanati and Sister Delta, they are giving this to Zeus and their children now. So when they get our age, just think about what this thing could be, y'all. For real. Like, let that sink in and sizzle in your ruach for about 5 seconds. Think about that. Look, man. Staying in the spirit, not acting out of the flesh. Man, I just heard about this Mocha Fest that went on down in Houston. Y'all, come on, y'all. And I know people saying, well, we did Freak Neat back in the day. I know there was a Freak Neat. And that's what I'm saying. How didn't we not learn from that? You know, we used to go to the bike rally in Myrtle Beach. Say no more, say less. Y'all already know. Everybody that knows. Soon as we partied before we got down there, on the way down there, and I'm not glorifying it. I'm just giving comparisons of how we were so in the flesh. It's crazy when you think about it. It is crazy, man, how we gotta stay in the spirit. Gotta live in the spirit. What does that look like? What does that look like, man? Staying in the spirit. Like I said, the bike rally back in the day, Freak Neat back in the day. Here it is almost 25 to 30 years later, and now some Mocha Fest where they was actually sexual intercourse on the stages in front of crowd, this huge crowd. Like it's getting like that. What do you think letting our children pass through the fire to Moloch means? Our children are seeing this and thinking it's cool to do. So they're going to perpetrate this when they, in 10 years, now that they're 14, when they're 24, 25. This is what has to stop. That's what I mean by getting out of the flesh and staying in the spirit. Listen. So the Malak came to Yosef and said, look, take your family to Africa, not the Middle East. It was Africa. Going to Mizraim, going to Egypt. Go to Africa and hide, and I'll let you know when to return. Herod, the Herodian dynasty, was looking for Mashiach. Remember, Herod gave a decree. And once a king, so you got to put this in practicality. We read the scriptures, but think about that in that time frame. He said, kill all the boys. Between what I think, charge it to the head, not the heart. I want to say it was between 2 newborns of 4 years old or 2-year-olds. Kill them all. Get rid of them all. Find them. Find this Messiah who has been born by this virgin. Find his earthly dad. Find his dad. Find the family. So since we can't find them, kill them all. Mashiach, Yosef took his family, being obedient to the Most High, his messengers, went into Africa, hid for 30 years. You don't think the people, when Mashiach returned at the age of 30, beginning his ministry in that area, now Herod's son, like Herod's great-great-great-great-grandson is on the throne, or great-great-grandson is on the throne. Rome has really turned this thing into a war zone. Still, people are dying. Our people was dying in the streets, extorted, paying taxes, couldn't keep their tent businesses, couldn't keep their fishing businesses, because now you got to have a license to just sell fish in the market when you didn't have to, just to raise your family. So the people was riled up when Mashiach came back. It was like, yo, come on, let's form a coup. Let's turn the Herodian dynasty over on his head. Let's send back the Rome packing. Mashiach was like, no, I came to die. They was like, come on, die. Let's go and overthrow this government. Mashiach was like, no, you don't understand. I come to lay my life down to redeem you guys so you can live in the spirit and not in the flesh. Come on, man. They was like, what? They got in their flesh. They was like, hold up. So not only did they begin to reject Messiah, Mashiach, because they wanted him to be the Malcolm X. They wanted him to come liberate in the flesh, overthrow the government, send Rome packing, take back the land that was ours. Forget all these taxes. We can't even live no more. They done implemented so many laws. So not only did they do that, they said, you know what? If your daddy would have just stayed here and sacrificed you then in the flesh, we wouldn't be going through this. Think about that. Let that sizzle. Now go back and read the account. Go back and read it. Think on that. Like I said, we got to think in the spirit of how this thing was. They were in their flesh. They doubled down. They was like, yo, not only are you not coming back to save us like we think you are, like you should, but it's your fault. Yahusha, it's your fault. This is on you. This is your fault. They looking for you. My nieces, my nephews wouldn't have got slayed in the streets in front of people if you would have just surrendered. If your dad would have just surrendered you and your mom. This is your fault. Why you think they had to start speaking in parables? Mashiach was like, yo, we got to use wisdom. They in their flesh. They in their feelings. Young folks, you got to live in the spirit. You got to become like a child. Look at these signs and wonders that's going on. Bro, when you got a fest in a major city that's got the highest syphilis cases in the last 70 years, and they just had a fest where they actually having an orgy, y'all, in 2023, our people, bro, that's a sign that we are in the last day. Like, I know we hear grandma say, hey, we living in the last days, baby. You like, boy, the last days been forever. Yeah. The love of many shall wax cold because of what? Iniquity shall abound. Sin will increase. Tory Lanez just got 10 years. Fires in Lahana. Beautiful paradise. Destroyed. Looked like a nuke went off. We talked about that on the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. Shouts to my op, Big Op, Shoes Judah, man. Yeah, y'all. Excuse me. How do we live in the spirit? How do we live in the spirit? How do we stay in the spirit? Mashiach said we got to become like a child. Abraham got the prophecy. Had his whole house circumcised. He sent Ishmael off. He blessed them and sent them off. So you ain't gonna, I know you ain't gonna do right. I'm gonna bless you, send y'all. You ain't gonna get circumcised. You ain't gonna do right. Then Adonai came, gave him a prophecy. You 99 years old, but you gonna have a son. He became like a child. He forgot he was sore from circumcision at the age of 99. He ran to his wife. Adonai is here. Fix the supper. Fix the fatted calf. We're about to celebrate. He just gave me a prophecy. We're gonna have a child. He went to the young boy, boil of butter, boil of oil. We're about to have a feast. Sarah, get the bread together. They was like, what you running around for like a little kid? Don't you ain't sore no more down there? Age of 99, you gonna have a, Sarah laughed. It's like, bro, you crazy. He became like a child. He was running around like a little kid, excited, happy. And then he became a kinsman redeemer in the next chapter when Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. He redeemed Lot and his family. Mashiach told the disciples the same thing. I'm about to go lay my life down. Y'all done seen what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to liberate them in the flesh, but in the spirit, I got to lay my life down. I got to die. You guys got to become like a child. I want to say that's Matthew 18. We got to become like a child. You got to forget everything you know. You got to be born again. He told Nicodemus in John 3, you got to be born again. Nicodemus said, I got to go back into the womb. He said, Nicodemus, you missed it. You got to be born again in the spirit, in the ruach. Come on, man. Y'all, we got to live in the spirit. Let the OG talk. He talking about living in the spirit. You can have fringes on and zits dragging the ground. But if your attitude nasty, if your fruit ain't right, man, you ain't gonna make it. That's just being blunt. I don't like to be negative, but that's just, you ain't gonna make it. And this time and this day and hour, y'all, you gotta live in the spirit. I'm for real. Like I said last week on the last episode, episode 19, sticking your head in the sand like an ostrich to forget what's going on around you, that ain't gonna work no more. Not believing the truth is not gonna make it go away. Taking critical race facts, our history out of the books, that's not gonna make it go away. You're only gonna make it worse. So now that's a sign and a wonder. Now that that's going on, that's a sign, y'all, of what hour we are in. So when it's getting crazy, the word talks about don't be soon shaken in mind. Don't be shaken in mind. You know why? Because you're living in the spirit. Come on, man. Because you're living in the spirit. You got to live in the spirit. And this day and hour, you have to live in the spirit. So that's it. I just wanted to come on real quick. He lived in the spirit. The Talmudim, the disciples, they lived in the spirit. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, not so much. They looked the part, but they didn't live in the spirit. They didn't stay in the spirit. Come on, man. So yeah, I didn't even want to be this long, but I just got a little excited. All praises. So yeah, the Wonderland album is coming soon, y'all. Being mixed and mastered by my man Thad, 4X Productions down in Augusta, Georgia. Also my man Bizalil Israel. Shout out to Bizalil and the House of Bizalil Israel. Bizalil and Zamira, man. Shouts out to them, man. Shouts out to Boo News, Delight Hebrew Magazine, Sister Dell to the Kulinati. The Wonderland album, I got Kulinati producing the track on the album. I got my man, shouts to Tone Jones, man. Kulinati, love you, brother. Tone Jones, love you, man. Caesar Beats, man, appreciate you, bro. My man, Track City, aka Mona Rice, out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. I was just up there last night. Spent some time getting some film and footage for the Wonderland documentary. Yeah, you heard it. Got a Wonderland documentary coming. I'm gonna give the whole journey about this whole album and my life and becoming like a child and how the enemy tried to stop this album and they're still trying to stop it, and how the Most High allowed it for me to pull deep and make me stronger and become more than a conqueror, to refine things in me, right? Because before Yahuwah shows you anything about any prophecy, anything, he deal with you first. And he been dealing with me. This album was supposed to come out February, then March, then April. Put more songs on there. It went from an EP to an LP, back to an EP. Equipment issues, studio time, traveling, doing, professing the Besorah to the people, traveling, ministering, children, the life. And the Most High is like, bruh, I gotta let some things happen in the earth. So this message that I'm putting out, that the Malaks are bringing, the scrolls that they're bringing through you, the vessel, it ain't time yet. I told everybody, when I had COVID, and when I had a stroke, I had to become like a child. What got me through practically becoming like a child, y'all, I went back to listening to 80s theme songs to shows and 80s wrestling. And it just brought me back to my childhood when I just had so much going on. Not having my dad in the home, but having other people's dads, having mentors that was husbands at families. Like I said before, I don't know about this whole thing where dads were not there during the 80s. When I was in church, there were 20, 25 to 30 families that had their daddy and their mama. So this stereotype notion that a lot of dads weren't there. We had the crack epidemic and a lot of us were locked up and left the homes. Yeah, that was happening. But I had mentors that had their families and I didn't have my own dad in the home. So how did I get through that? I had to be, man, I'm telling you, that become like a child. Listen, I know we done hooped and hollered it over the years, but when you really practically study that thing, go back to Abram, Genesis 17 and 18 and 19, and go back to Matthew 18, and go to John 3, being born again in the spirit, y'all, I'm telling you. So much revelation came to mind. That's a sign and a wonder. We're living in Wonderland. Exodus 7:3. The plagues were going in. We seen it. We felt the pinch, but it didn't touch us, y'all. That's a sign. Look at this stuff going on around us. Come on, man. All right. I had to become like a child through my stroke. Like I said, I just had to get back to what helped me and groom me. The very first things of fabric in my DNA. I didn't know I was in captivity. I knew something wasn't right. Just like we all do, we know something's not right, but I didn't actually know. Now looking back, what I know now, it's like, okay, that was a sign. Wow. So all praises, man. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I love y'all. Wonderland is coming. Man, shouts out to my beautiful wife and my daughters and my sons, my family, man. Y'all just don't know how much a blessing, a baraka you are to your dad and your husband and your father. So we're going to keep striving, y'all. Love y'all. Peace, blessings, love multiplied. We'll see y'all later.
Reach for